In this video, we're going to explore the neighborhood in Cambridge, Massachusetts, located between Strawberry Hill and North Cambridge. That neighborhood is known as Cambridge Highlands. Stay tuned. Cambridge Highlands is one of the named neighborhoods of Cambridge, Massachusetts, and it's located in the northwestern corner of the city, and it's between the neighborhood of Strawberry Hill to the south and North Cambridge to the north. And Cambridge Highlands is bound by the City of Belmont to the west, its neighbor, and on the east by New Street, which runs along the edge of Danehy Park, to the north by railroad lines serving the commuter rail line, and to the south by Fresh Pond and Fresh Pond Reservation. It's a neighborhood that really has, if you will, two parts. The eastern part is mostly commercial and light industrial use. And then the western section is mainly residential. Not too many people call Cambridge Highlands home. Approximately 1,000 residents live in this neighborhood. So it's a smaller population, but a larger landmass. I wanted to share with you some key aspects of the neighborhood to give you a better sense of it. First, the main thoroughfares for Cambridge Highlands are first and foremost Concord Avenue, which we know starts way in the heart of the city in Harvard Square and extends from the Rotaries into Cambridge Highlands all the way out to Belmont and beyond. So Concord Avenue, if you will, is the main thoroughfare for Cambridge Highlands. Also serving Cambridge Highlands is Alewife Brook Parkway that extends beyond the neighborhood out to Route 2 and access to the suburbs. But within the neighborhood, either side of it, you have two main malls, one of which includes a Trader Joe's, and the other, Fresh Pond Mall, is sort of the largest and main shopping area in this neighborhood. It includes a Whole Foods market, which is vast, and it's the largest of the three Whole Foods markets found in Cambridge. And it also includes an Apple Cinemas. This is an outpost of a local theater chain showing new releases, and it's a bit of a throwback to the world of long ago for many of us who grew up going to multiplexes. I grew up in suburban Detroit, and when I go to Apple Cinemas, I'm reminded of many trips I made to the multiplex to see new films. Right next to Fresh Pond Mall is a newer hotel. It's the Freepoint Hotel. It's a boutique hotel with 121 rooms, and it is a hotel I've had clients, I'm a real estate agent, stay at who come in to look for a place to purchase because it's easy to park there and it's economical and it's nice. It's a very nice small hotel. So that's part and parcel of this same landmass that includes the Fresh Pond Mall in Cambridge Highlands. There is one independent school in Cambridge Highlands known as the Fayerweather Street School, and it's located at 765 Concord Avenue. It's called the Fayerweather Street School because once upon a time, as the name suggests, it was located on Fayerweather Street in West Cambridge, but they're now at this location in Cambridge Highlands, and it's known for its low student-teacher ratio, and it's serving students through grade 8. As far as places in Cambridge Highlands beyond Fayerweather Street School, I would mention Longleaf Lumber on Fawcett Street. And this is a showroom featuring antique and reclaimed lumber used for hardwood flooring and countertops and other uses. And there's something about reclaimed wood that's really extra special. In my experience as a real estate agent over the last 20 plus years in Cambridge, I have seen lumber reclaimed and presented by Longleaf introduced to a number of residences. And in fact, at one point in my own home, I had some Longleaf reclaimed lumber utilized for some flooring. So it's a great resource in the Cambridge Highlands neighborhood. And the main neighbor that defines the southern edge of this neighborhood is Fresh Pond itself. And I've talked about Fresh Pond in other videos that concern neighborhoods of Cambridge that also border on Fresh Pond. But in brief, it's a wonderful resource. There are 162 acres of land surrounding the kettle hole, which is Fresh Pond itself. And there's a 2.25 mile pathway that circles the pond that's made use of every day by pedestrians and bicyclists and people walking their dogs. And it's just such a great resource to have Fresh Pond as a place to go and to be with nature and to see the water and to feel the wind and the trees. And it's very well maintained. And it's an excellent resource. And although there are not many people who live in Cambridge Highlands, it's certainly a draw that you're so close to Fresh Pond. There's also Fresh Pond Golf Course right next to Fresh Pond Reservation. It's a 9-hole course named for Tip O'Neill. And again, it's just, even if you're not a golfer, the presence of the course and the land that is protected by its presence is a real boon. There are a few lucky people who live along Blanchard Road, which defines the western border of Cambridge Highlands. And these homes, mostly single families, feature views onto the golf course and beyond to Fresh Pond. And they come up very rarely. And when they do, they attract a lot of interest and typically sell quickly. I did sell a home along Blanchard Road back in 2010. And like so many other homes that have sold at Blanchard Road, it was a multiple offer situation. I recently ran into the owner that I sold that home to, and they're still happily ensconced in their residence. They very rarely turn over. In terms of other real estate in the neighborhood, there are some larger complexes that I thought I would touch on in Cambridge Highlands to give you a sense of some of the additional real estate in the neighborhood. So these complexes are off of Concord Avenue and beginning at the Rotary close to Fresh Pond Mall, just as you cross on Concord Avenue towards Belmont. There's a side street that comes up known as Wheeler Street. And down at 27-29-31 Wheeler Street are the Reservoir Lofts. And this is a larger 72-unit association centered around a landscaped courtyard that went up in 2008. And as you might gather from the name Reservoir Lofts, the units feature high ceilings and of course, there's such amenities too as garage parking. A little further beyond the Reservoir Lofts on Wheeler Street is 655 Concord Avenue. This elevator building with garage parking is known as the Enclave. It went up in 1996, and there are 37 units here, 2 and 3 bedroom units. And I've been doing real estate long enough now that I listed and sold a unit here back in 2004. And then closer to the Belmont line, up the street at 773 Concord Avenue, is a building known as Fresh Pond Greenway. This building, which was built in 2005, features an elevator and garage parking, 25 units, and there are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units. You know, at the Enclave and at Fresh Pond Greenway, units facing Concord Avenue can enjoy nice views towards Fresh Pond Reservation and Fresh Pond. So, you know, it's it's a nice bonus if you live in one of these buildings to enjoy such a view. So that's Cambridge Highlands in a nutshell. And it is an interesting neighborhood. As I said at the start, there's the western area that's mostly residential, and then the eastern portion that's more commercial and light industrial. And it'll be interesting to see over time if this area, the eastern portion, becomes more developed. It may well change in years ahead. There have been some newer rental apartment complexes that have gone up in this portion of the neighborhood. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see the trend towards more residential development in the eastern portion of the neighborhood continue. But, for the most part right now, it's just sort of a neighborhood that you can almost pass through without even realizing you're in it. But then again, many people find their way here daily to do their shopping at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, or for that matter, to visit and enjoy Fresh Pond, which is the southern border of the neighborhood. My name is Charles Cherney. I'm a top residential real estate agent in Cambridge and neighboring Somerville, and I'd be happy to answer any additional questions you have about this neighborhood. You can learn more about it on my website, cambridgerealestate.com, and I have a dedicated page there all about Cambridge Highlands and an interactive map that shows you all the places and resources and destinations that make it up. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to learn more about the neighborhoods of Cambridge and neighboring Somerville, and reach out at any time by text, telephone, or email if I can be of assistance to you in buying the right home, selling for the best price, or just simply answering your questions about the market, your home, and the community. My name again is Charles Cherney, and I look forward to connecting with you. Take care.